Yo, what's good? It's ChaosFiji. So, this video I'm talking about, well, I'm gonna title it that why I'm the worst vegan ever, because honestly, I feel like I'm the worst fucking vegan ever. Alright, so my first thing I was gonna talk about was like the unhealthy vegan foods, and I noticed that shit a lot about me, and this might just be personally me because I do come from a whole background of eating straight unhealthy food. I was raised on unhealthy food, so when it comes to me becoming vegan, yeah, don't we become vegan to eat healthier now? Doesn't that kind of make sense, right? But a lot of the times it's not, because especially if you're still working a 9 to 5 or something like I am recently right now. I've been working on a 9 to 5, so it's just like it's easier, and that's how the system is set up. Whatever, it's easier to just get some quick little food and boom boom boom, just eat that shit. But that's one of my biggest things about being vegan. It's like when I first started, I was like, oh, so it's a health thing, and I'm gonna get more into that later. But really, it's just like, why, if we're gonna be vegan and make this healthy choice, then why are we gonna eat all these things that are not healthy? Like, just saying that, oh, it's vegan, so it's fine. You know what I mean? I caught myself saying that shit a lot. And when I first started eating vegan, the first things I was eating was peanut butter jelly. So I automatically was, like, that's all I would eat was peanut butter jelly sandwich. That's it. Because I didn't know how to be vegan. I just knew that was what I was being guided to do. After, like, I first started meditating and shit, like, it was like, yo, just go vegan, go vegan, go vegan. And so that's what I did. And I would just eat peanut butter jellies. And then, of course, for a long time, I ate really, really, really healthy. But then you almost get to a point where you start slipping back into the, you know what, as long as it's just vegan, it doesn't matter, you know. But I think it really does matter, because at the end of the day, we should, well, I would hope that everybody would want the best for themselves, their body, mind, body, spirit. So if you want the best and you're trying to do the best and make yourself into the best person, or your best version, or whatever they like to call it, wouldn't you want to eat the most healthiest foods that you could find? And especially if they're vegan, that's even better. And I guess this comes from me being lazy to cook all the time, or even sometimes I'm lazy to even make even sometimes I'm lazy to even make a cold pressed juice or a smoothie or something. It's just like a lot of extra steps and a lot of extra work, because a lot of the times I need to just grab some shit and go to work. And I cook stuff at work, and I'll cook like a Beyond Meat patty or some shit at work. But it's just like, nah, it just doesn't fly, because I don't like how it feels to be eating unhealthy foods. And just because it's vegan don't make it healthy. It might be healthier, but at the same time, if you eating a bunch of sweets and a bunch of those processed fake meats too, it's almost insane. Like, should we really be eating that shit every day? Like, they can't really be healthy. I know it's made from plants. It might be better in certain aspects, but it's also probably not the best for you. So that's one thing I like, really, it kind of gets to me. And I know this because I listen to what my body says when I eat things. And when I eat the fake meats and shit, well, if I eat real meat, my stomach's fucked. But so I know it's better for me to eat the alternative meats, but every single day I still feel fat, sluggish, and I gained a lot of weight. And I don't really necessarily like being that big. When I first went vegan, I was really, really strict after the peanut butter jelly phase, and I would eat one meal a day, or sometimes just intermittent fast, and I would eat a smoothie, a salad, and like a substitute meat and nuts and stuff, and like little things, all things that were healthy, like dates and shit like that. And then that was just my strict diet right there. Every day I would just eat that at the same time frame. I'm not even fasting anymore, which some days I take whole days where I fast, but every day I used to intermittent fast every single day. But I'm not going to get into all that reasons why I don't right now anyways. But I was really strict on it, and I remember how that shit feels. And just recently I did an alkaline diet for 2 weeks, and that shit, I felt amazing on the alkaline diet too. And it's almost similar. Like, you almost feel way, way fucking better doing the healthy vegan approach. Because just because we're vegan and whatever, we're saving the animals and shit, that's putting the animals before you. Um, doesn't doesn't make sense, and I'm not, I'm gonna get more into that later, but it's just like you're really gonna put the animals before your own health. It's almost like you're still killing something that's alive. A lot of people, it's almost like they're not thinking about that, and it makes sense. But what it all comes down to is almost like we're eating fast food bullshit again. Like we get into consciousness and we start eating better and we become vegan and all this shit, but then we almost drive back down to eating like this. And I'm not saying everybody, but I know it's a lot of people. And a lot of the vegan restaurants around here, they ain't no fucking good shit, because a lot of the vegans restaurants and shit, they want to make it so where it's almost well, they're gonna take the fast food money, like they're gonna get into that niche, like, oh, but we're gonna make it vegan so they could still get the things they like while being vegan, which I understand. And it's a lot of places are like that. It's not really, there's health food stores and stuff, but even the healthy places, they're not necessarily full vegan. At least in my area, it has to be different in all different cities and states and shit. But in my area, it's almost like fast food. So it's almost like going back to eating shit. So why even be vegan in the first place? But even though I'm all for being vegan, I'll get more into that later. So just the easy solution I had for that is to just, start being more disciplined with it. I'm not saying to necessarily don't eat no vegan junk food, but if it starts coming to the fact where it's mostly just vegan junk food diet, what's the point of that, bro? Like, what's the point? You might be a little healthier than if you were eating straight meat, dairy, and a bunch of processed shit. But even if you're eating a bunch of processed, sugary, vegan shit, it's not big of a difference, man. Like, if anything, it's almost the same. So I'm more on the side of the alkaline diet, and I'm thinking about probably doing another alkaline diet, because I use the alkaline diet almost as a cleanse. And I honestly feel like humans should at least go one whole month out of the year alkaline, you know what I mean, for their health. I could, I'm not gonna say people should do anything, but it would be beneficial to people to do that, because I've done it and I've tried it and it was beneficial to me. So when the whole thing about just start disciplining myself more and actually make a schedule. Like maybe on Fridays I could treat myself to a fucking vegan dessert snack, whatever the fuck, in some fast food vegan place. But throughout the week, I should structure. I don't have a nutritionist because I feel like I can almost do it myself. And there's Chronometer online. There's Chronometer, and you could kind of like fucking calculate what the fuck you should eat. But it's pretty almost self-explanatory, because when I was eating alkaline, I fucking got to a good size and I felt good. So when the alkaline diet, you're really restricted on what you can eat, but not necessarily, because you don't have to eat 100% alkaline. I guess if you really, really want to, you can, but you could be mostly alkaline, like 60% alkaline and 40% acidic, and you'll still be better than fucking 90% acidic, 10% alkaline. So it's just having that better health when it comes to the alkaline diet. Raw vegan foods, just like because for a lot of the week I could just eat raw vegan foods and then treat myself once in a while. And I'm pretty sure there's a lot of fucking vegans out there, but I'm just talking about my experience and what I've learned from being vegan, because technically I've been vegan for 2 years now. I don't want to get too technical about that, because it's gonna be part of my lifestyle no matter what for the rest of my life. I already know that. I feel like that. Yeah, I already know that. So it is what it is. I don't even keep track of it. But I know it's been about 2 years. It's been probably past 2 years. I don't really care. You know what I mean? And that's what I'm going to get back to the next part. I cheat sometimes. And you're probably thinking, what the fuck? What do you mean you cheat? You fucking fake vegan? Nah, but like for real though, like today, it's an example. I had the vegan patty, but I get hamburger buns from the place next behind me or whatever the fuck, and I'm pretty sure their bun is made with egg. And sometimes when I go to Taco Sun, the they cook the beans in um animal fat, whatever the fuck. So am I be cheating sometimes. But that's like once in a blue moon, like once, maybe once. Well, it depends, but not always, not all the time. It's once in a while, it's sometimes. And mostly my diet is predominantly no animal products and shit. But that's what I like to get to. And when I went to New Orleans, what are they called? The beignets or beignet, whatever the fuck. It's like some dough donut thing with powder on it, kind of like a funnel cake, but it's almost them shits was fire. I wanted to get a vegan one, but the place we went to go get some when I was with my homie, I just made an exception. I was like, bro, you're in New Orleans, you know what I mean? Just fucking eat that shit. And then when I was in Philly, and that was after I did the to bring out my shadow side. So my shadow hit me hard. So I was drinking out in Philly, and I was like getting lit and all that shit out in Philly, and I was drinking and I was drunk to the point where I didn't give a fuck. Like I knew the shit wasn't vegan. I ordered that shit. I was drunk as fuck. It was like 4 in the morning, bitch. I got that shit delivered. I didn't give a fuck. I was like, chicken, whatever the fuck, nigga, order that shit. Give me that shit. They came Uber Eats that shit, bro. I eat that shit. I'm telling you, bruh. My stomach was fucked up from the time I left Philly all the way till I got back home. And then I felt like complete shit, bro. And, bro, like, honestly, I'm glad for the experience because never again. And even after that, I still started breaking the vegan diet, whatever the fuck. I still started breaking it. But it taught me a valuable fucking lesson about being more disciplined. Not only that, but it taught me about, does it really matter? And it gave me more proof and evidence of why the fuck I'm doing it and why the fuck I am vegan. Because back when I was a kid and I grew up on shitty ass foods, processed foods, meats, dairies, that was literally my whole diet. Meat, dairy, and processed foods, sodas. That was my whole diet when I was growing up. And my stomach used to be so fucked up. I never knew why. Because to me, in my head, I didn't understand that it was something wrong with the food. I didn't understand that shit. That's the shit I was being fed and what I was raised on. I didn't understand that that's what was hurting my stomach. And when I would go to school and stuff, a lot of the times my stomach would be fucked up all the time. I'll wake up, go to school. I never fucking knew why. Now I know since after becoming vegan. And these experiences taught me this, bro. If I never would have went through that, I would have never been able to talk about this and express this now. And like I don't regret it. I don't be regretting shit I do. Fuck it. Who cares? At the end of the and that's one of the biggest things. It's like a big ego trip. The whole vegan community. I'm in a vegan group on Facebook, bro, and a lot of the things they say, I'm just like, bro, like it's funny. I laugh at it, but a lot of the things they joke about and talk about, I'm just like, bro, who do y'all think y'all are? And I hate me at one moment in my journey when I was one of them too, just like that. I was never like it that bad. It was after I met my twin and shit, and I was almost like expressing a higher vibrational lifestyle more arrogantly for some reason, and I understand why now, because it's like a lot of the ego death things, so you get thrown in your ego again real hardcore when you meet your twin. So I was really arrogant with consciousness and shit like that. Like I was like, man, fuck y'all some shitty ass humans. But you know, to face facts, we're all shitty humans. I don't care if we're vegan, I don't care if we're fucking whatever, this and that. I know it sounds negative, but you know, it's almost true. We're just flesh bag meat, whatever, you know what I mean? But that's what I was pretty much saying. Does it really fucking matter at the end of the day? I feel like everybody should be vegan to an extent. Just like how I said, okay, I eat raw vegan foods. Just because I choose to be vegan, I eat raw vegan foods and maybe have a fast food vegan style meal or something. You know what I mean? Just to have that little break up for the diet and shit. But when it comes to eating meat and dairy and shit, hell nah. That one time, it just happened how it happened. And, there is no mistakes. Your higher self is gonna put you in situations to be able to teach you. And that's the thing. We gotta learn and extract the lessons from these things. And, well, more like our realizations from these things. So that's what I did, and I'm grateful for that shit. When it comes to, does it even matter, bro? Because people could eat predominantly vegan foods or whatever the fuck, just healthy foods, and then once in a while eat meat. The thing is, it's such a supply and demand, and that's why the animals are treated so badly and shit, because like all these motherfuckers eat fucking meat, and we all know that. So if people all just limited to this stuff, that's what I realized. So me being all high, yeah, fuck you, you're a piece of shit because you're not vegan, or y'all some shitty humans and shit. I think that was literally what I said too. But now I stop back and reflect on that, and I never really was that big of a person like that, like egotistical when it came to being vegan. But I do understand that it is better for not just us as humans, but it's better for the planet altogether. And there's no running away from that. But also, this dimension works through, you have to take life in order to gain life. And even with the plants, even us eating the plants, bro, like we're still fucking killing life. And that's just how it is in this realm. So there's no running away from that. No, you're gonna have to destroy life in some certain way. And apparently, they made a machine or some shit to take air and turn air into water. Well, that's fucking dope. But even then, you're still taking air. Isn't air life in some form? That's pretty much what I'm saying. It doesn't matter if you're vegan or anything. You still have to take life in order to gain life and gain energy. Have that energy exchange. It's almost like a sacrifice. Like they gotta sacrifice, the plant gotta sacrifice its life in order for someone to eat. The thing is, with plants, we could eat that shit and grow some more. You know what I mean? Of course, we could force freaking animals to mate and shit, which will happen naturally. But if it's being forced and processed and has to, but technically it has to happen like this because everybody eating predominantly meat and dairy diets. Does it really matter? I think a lot of vegans need to drop the ego trip, bro. Once in a while, if you want to eat something, because my diet is predominantly vegan. I technically just say I'm vegan, even though I don't give a fuck about labeling myself a vegan. But that could be part of my depolarization that I'm going through, where it's almost like I don't really care to be part of a group or anything, So if people feel better being, oh, I'm vegan, I'm fucking awesome, if they feel better feeling like that and being like that, yeah, because it is a really positive thing for everybody, not just themselves. But that's when it comes back to, if it's really that positive for you if you're eating unhealthy vegan foods. Because just because it's vegan don't make it alright, you know what I mean? Why are we vegan anyways? Because a lot of people say it's for the animals, but then but like I said earlier, if it's for the animals, but you're ignoring your own health in order to save the animals, then you're almost sacrificing yourself for the animals. And you see how something has to be sacrificed, something has to be, of course, you can eat raw vegan, you be healthy, and do it for the animals too. And that's the balance that we need to find. We all need to find that balance. And even the meat eaters. Not so much predominantly meat, because they are really, really addictive. But anything in this realm is addictive, really. You know what I mean? If you that's how the subconscious mind works and habits, So anything's addictive. You're used to doing something every day. You're used to thinking about the same things every day. You're habitually doing that things. Technically, you're addicted to it. I like doing it for the health aspect. But the main reason why I started being vegan was for manifestations, and because I do practice and dwell in the occult, whatever the hell, and I practice magic and shit, and we all do, no matter if you want to just call it law of attraction or whatever you want to call it. It's all the same shit, and you have to feel better internally in order to attract better externally. And also, your external realities and reflections of your internal reality. So it would make sense to be as healthy as you possibly could be. It will make sense to have a karma-less lifestyle of what you choose to eat. It would make sense in that sense, because you're going to want to attract better life. Unless the people who don't want to attract more life and more positive life outcomes, I can't tell someone who doesn't want to do what's best for them. You know what I mean? Because what do I know what's best for them? It is healthier to be vegan. It is all this shit, blah, blah, blah. But if they don't give a fuck about their life and they want to just eat whatever they want and don't give a shit about no life at all, that leads to dying. And it sounds fucked up. And fuck it. Let him go. That's what he wants. Let him go. You know what I mean? It sounds fucked up, but that's the problem. I think a lot of us have is we want to save everybody. We want the best for everybody, and we genuinely do. Like, we want the best for everybody, but you know, some people just can't be helped. You know, or they don't want to be helped. So either health manifestation or for the animals. So why are we vegan? I think whatever your personal reason is cool. You know what I mean? What everybody else's personal reason is to eat other things, I think that's pretty cool too. I like the vegan diet, and I don't cheat a lot. I don't go to eat a full non-vegan meal. I remember one time I ate salmon before. But I have been thinking, hey, maybe once in a blue moon, eat some fish, bro. It's not the end of the world. There's no escaping life lost for life gained. There's really no escaping that. So, am I vegan? Man, fuck it. No, I'm not vegan. I predominantly eat a vegan diet, but am I even vegan, bro? I don't even know anymore. I'm not gonna leave this video and go eat no meat. No, I'm still gonna stay eating the vegan diet. But my whole thing about this video is, no matter what the fuck you label yourself is, meat eater, vegan, fucking raw vegan, alkaline, fucking eat ass, whatever the fuck you want to say you are, just do it in a balanced way. So where you're healthy, predominantly healthy, so you're not sacrificing yourself just for the animals and just eating whatever the fuck it is as long as it's vegan. You know what I mean? Or do it in a balanced way if you're eating meat, or not eating meat all the time. Just like, oh, meat today, meat tomorrow, meat breakfast, lunch, dinner. You know what I mean? Like, eat a balanced meal every single day. Maybe if people stopped eating meat for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and maybe just dinner, like the whole world, the shit would drastically change the demand for meat. If people eat meat once in a while, but you can't really control what people do. You know, people gonna do what they gotta do. It is what it is. I just want people to do what I think is best for them and everybody, because what's best for you is best for everybody. If you want to eat meat, that's cool. You know, I'm not one-sided with it. I kind of have a good understanding, I feel now, of the whole diet thing. But that's just what I want to say. You know, maybe we should all just find that balance, whether we're meat eaters or vegan, because it doesn't really matter. Everybody can do what they want. So pretty much summing up this video, I'm the worst vegan ever. One love.